What if you could achieve more by doing less? That's a bold claim, I know, but that's exactly what I'm gonna reveal to you in this video. Have you ever heard of the Pareto's law, saying that 20% of the efforts can produce 80% of the results? You probably had, everybody's talking about it. But today I'd like to push this law to the next level. You know, we are processing lots of tasks in our life. At work, we might jump from emails to meeting, then start a project before getting a phone call. It's a lot of tasks, but not all of those tasks have the same value. Some of them are useful, while others are just distractions that waste our time. So we can definitely apply the Pareto's law to those tasks, and you will see how amazingly it will transform your life. Let's say you have 5 tasks to work on today. Pareto's law states that 20% of the efforts produce 80% of the results. So if we take 20% of our 5 tasks, that means doing just one task will yield 80% of the results. Now let's go further. If we have 25 tasks, we can apply the Pareto's law a first time. Then 5 tasks will give us 80% of the results. Now if we apply the Pareto's law a second time, we get one task that will give us 64% of the results. And if we have 125 tasks and we apply the Pareto's law 3 times, we have one task that will drive 51% of the results. You see how amazing it is? By shifting your focus on one single task, the most important one, you will get 64 times the results you had before. Because often we confuse being busy with being productive. Imagine that your work consists of moving boxes from point A to point B during 4 hours, and the next 4 hours you have to move these boxes from point B to point A. Well, you worked a lot during that day, it's true, but you achieved absolutely nothing. But what I'm gonna share with you now is what will completely change the way you see your day, and especially if you are used to multitasking, which is nothing more than just doing multiple things at the same time. Because if we have only one task to do, we could be tempted to think that we can do this task and another one at the same time. But our brain works like a computer. If you give computing resources to another task, that's resources you lose for the main one. Imagine that you have to perform a complex surgery, and at the same time you have to take a really deep conversation with your life partner. That will probably not end very well. But to be completely honest with you, you're not actually doing multiple tasks at the same time. No, you're constantly switching from one task to another. And switching from task to task all the time is the best way to be ineffective at work. Each time you change your focus from one task to another, you lose time to be fully operational again. The time loss varies depending on how complex the tasks are, but according to researcher David Mayer, the extra time can range from 25 to 100%. This means you could end up spending twice as much time to finish the exact same task if you try to do another one at the same time. That's why you have to ask yourself, what is the most important task I have to focus on today?